Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. We got a lot to dive into today. It has been a minute since we've talked about Katie Joy, aka Without a Crystal Ball, and the situation between her and Amy Duggar. If you guys have not seen my other videos breaking down all of the tea, you can find those linked in the description down below. But honestly, it has reached a whole nother level. Since Katie Joy and Amy kind of went their separate ways, over on Twitter, Amy has been having a field day with giving these little general personal jabs towards Katie Joy without mentioning her name, but we all know that she's talking about Katie. And obviously, you guys, we are not the only ones who have noticed it, because Katie Joy has went out of her way to not let this go. Now, granted, in my personal opinion, y'all, this is one of those situations where I actually do agree with Katie Joy. I think that the way Amy has handled this whole situation has been pretty crappy, from even making that really nasty video over on Instagram about Backwoods Barbie and just Southern people in general. I'm sorry, but that whole video was extremely rude. And if you're going to do something like that, at least take some accountability for it. But no, Amy decided to do the easiest thing possible, and that was throwing Katie Joy under the bus. I've said this before, but I do believe in karma, and it's not that I feel sorry for Katie Joy at all, because she has also thrown people under the bus so many times in the past, and karma is real. It will always come back to bite you in the butt. But the point here is the fact that what Amy did was nasty, and not a lot of people called her out for it. A lot of people were rejoicing in the fact that she turned against Katie Joy. Katie Joy has definitely made a name for herself here on social media, and there are a lot of people who will not even associate with her because of it. In Amy's eyes, it seems it was all fine and well that her and Katie were friends behind closed doors, but the second that it became public knowledge, Amy was done with her. She detracted every little thing that Katie Joy ever said about her, and people that dislike Katie Joy ate that up. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, from the jump, I had a feeling that Amy was not being completely honest in this situation. And after Katie Joy's live the other night, I'm sure of it.
I've had to hold back so much for like 3 months because I've had to be like walking the tightrope of them giving me information, but also placating their horrible behavior. Amy Duggar profited off of this, became famous from this, knew her siblings were or her cousins knew about the corporal punishment. Maybe she spoke out about it, but it didn't stop her from being on the show. It didn't stop her mom from being on the show after the scandal happened with Josh. It didn't stop them from having a relationship with them despite what Josh was doing. Jim Bob and Mary gave Amy a house. Amy got 2 properties when Mary died. I don't know beyond that, but they still were on the show after they claimed they weren't on the show. She told me on my channel she was never on Counting On, and I found videos and episodes of her on Counting On. I found numerous times where she tried to not be honest with me. And it's like, when everything was going great, it was fine. But then at the same time, she knows about the rods that are in those houses, and she knew about the rod of encouragement, and she still was on the show. So now, to be self-righteous and against it, it just seems hypocritical. It's ridiculous. And then to act like you were so against it, but when it was working, you profited off of it. Now to discredit me, she's lying to people and saying that she never invited me to her come stay with her, which is such a bullshit. You guys saw the live stream. And then she's trying to say that I said that I was gonna go to her place and like stay at her house for the trial. Not true. Like, I didn't even know if I was gonna go to the trial. Here's Amy asking me to go to the trial with her. I might go to the trial, might. I want to know who's testifying. I said, me too, fly down and go with me. I might. Do you think Boob would freak? He would lose his shit, she said. I don't fucking lie. And I'm tired of this girl telling me that I lied. Oh my God, was that about Backwoods Barbie? LOL, yep. LOL, yep. She knew it was about her. And I don't care that Barbie knows that she hates me. She does hate me. She's friends all of her life, just obsessed about me. I said, my husband said you did a great impression. And she said, thank you. I have so many of these messages. She says it's about Backwoods Barbie. And then a week later when she's getting shit, she says, I don't know who that was. I thought we were talking about rednecks. When we flat out had a fucking conversation and she said, yeah, I know who that girl is. I've watched her. But she threw me to the wolves because she got hate and she was losing business. I don't care about this petty shit, but like, she's trying to disrupt anyone I speak to and saying that I'm a liar when I didn't lie. She's the one that lied. And you guys, she's going through some serious shit right now. They owe so much money. Like, she knows that. She has a huge tax lien right now for her business that she hasn't paid taxes on since she started. They have a loan out against a business that they acquired from her grandmother's death that they can't repay. She just paid off a massive IRS tax lien, and her business is falling apart because of what's happened with the Duggars. All of that is public record. And I'm trying to just report a story.
I called it from day one, you guys. I know there's a video somewhere on my channel pointing out the fact that I did not believe Amy Duggar was being honest from the jump, but Katie Joy did not hold back in this live stream. I do feel like she went way too far with sharing Amy's financial situation. Yes, I get that it's public record, but I do also think that Katie Joy is never going to learn from her own mistakes. Each and every single time Katie Joy has had a falling out with someone, she digs for information to share with her viewers. She also does this on a lot of the stories that she covers, and this is actually what's gotten her in so many defamation lawsuits to begin with. One of my biggest criticisms of her is the fact that she doesn't learn from this, and she continues to do it time and time again. Katie went even a step further and put this over on her Instagram, stating Amy King brought up that she was thinking about going to the trial and then said I should go with her. We spoke about this over the phone too. I never said I was going for sure, never bought a ticket, and never went. She and her husband asked me on a live stream to come stay at their home. Again, I never went down. My son is medically fragile. COVID is rampant in Arkansas. Over the summer, I asked Amy if she was vaccinated. She said she wasn't vaccinated and wouldn't vaccinate. She didn't believe in it. This alone is the reason that I wouldn't stay with them. My son cannot be exposed to COVID, and I would never stay in a home with someone unvaccinated. Shortly after Katie's Instagram tangent, Amy did respond to her over on Twitter, stating, Katie Joy, how dare you come after my mom and make accusations against her? Nobody does that. You have stepped over the line a long time ago, but to attack my mom after all she's been through, you are terrible. Stop lying. In another tweet, Amy said, trying to live in peace and not get involved, but people be testing me. Jesus, take the wheel. I'm done with Twitter for a while. That isn't stopping Katie Joy from doing what she does best. Yesterday, she posted this video and the description stated, this interview is from March 2020 and we were asked to private because Jim Bob did not want this online. We never spoke to Jim Bob. Instead, he made his feelings known to Amy and her mom. Katie Joy interviewed Amy Duggar King, who appeared on Counting On and other reality TV. Her family made her famous, but she insists she couldn't be more different than them. Y'all, talk about the shade in that one. I will say I did watch this interview in full. If you guys would like a recap, let me know in the comments down below. There are parts of this interview where Amy says things that is completely different than the narrative she has spun over on Twitter and Instagram. And I do believe that that was Katie's point in sharing this interview. She wants people to know that Amy is not being completely genuine with them. In saying that, however, I do also feel that the topics at hand are very touchy subjects. And to expose that kind of information over a petty back and forth between two people who used to be quote unquote friends, that is a massive low blow. And although it is not a shock coming from Katie Joy, at the same time, this is why people don't want to be friends with Katie. The second you piss her off, not only is she going to expose everything she knows about you and your family, but she's also going to dig real deep to find the dirtiest thing she can on you. And then she wonders why nobody associates with her. Here's your sign, Katie Joy. Y'all, please let me know what you think about all of this. Do you believe what Katie Joy is doing is warranted, or do you actually feel sorry for Amy Duggar? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, if you want to stay in the loop with this situation, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing before you go, and tapping the bell for post notifications. That way you are notified every single time I upload. I appreciate you guys to the moon and stars, and until the next one, mwah, bye guys.